What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense, and I'm about to make some sense out of this nonsense. Wolf Blitzer on CNN. First of all, who names their kid Wolf, and then you got the reindeer last name, Blitzer? Anyway, Wolf Blitzer is interviewing Kellyanne Conway, and he does something that was real sleazy and slimy and dirty, and then tries to act like he didn't do it once she calls him out. Now, we know, if you are aware of any type of psychology, human behavior, we know how people can be passive aggressive in the way that they want to get their message across or opinion. Oftentimes they'll say things and then back it up with a laugh, like, I was just joking, but they really meant it. Or they will throw something out there just to give whoever's listening the understanding of whatever topic they want them to focus on, but then try to move on. Like, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I know your kids, they get all F's in school, but I'm not here to talk about your kids. I'm here to talk about. So now, why did you bring that up if you don't want to talk about my kids? What's the significance of it? What's the purpose? That's all I want to know. And so he tries this crap with Kellyanne, and she calls him out by bringing her husband into this. Now, this is a personal relationship, but Wolf Blitzer brings him up for whatever reason, and Kellyanne calls him out, and then he tries to walk it back. Like, nah, I wasn't even trying. Nah, why would I do that? But anyway, let's listen to it. Wolf.
Question, a sensitive question, and it's a political question. It's a substantive question. I don't want to talk about your marriage. I know that there are issues there. Your husband, George Conway, he's a lawyer.
Did you just say?
Your husband.
Now, this man just says, I want to ask you a question. It's a sensitive question. It's a political question. I don't want to talk about your marriage because I know there are troubles there. Now, what does that have to do with the political question? That's what I'm wondering. Why did you bring that up, Wolf Blitzer? So he brings up her marriage and then throws out a statement without even backing it up. I know there's some troubles there. What is he, a marriage counselor? Is he going home with Kellyanne at night and sitting there like a fly on the wall, examining what's going on between her and her husband? But he just inserts this statement as if he already knows that I know you guys got problems. But anyway, so you're going to call her out on TV, bring her husband in it, and then tell the whole audience that I am aware that y'all having marital issues. So Kellyanne is like, what did you just say?
George Conway.
Did you just say there are issues there? You don't want to talk about marriage?
I don't want to talk about. No, I don't want to talk.
Why did you say that?
I don't want to talk about your marriage. I don't want to talk about I want to talk about a substantive point that your husband, George Conway.
Kellyanne did the right thing. If you don't want to do that, why bring it up? See, that's the thing. See, that's the psychological manipulation that's going on here. He's hoping she don't check him on that. He's hoping he was able to get away with alerting their audience that I'm trying to bring up a sore topic and vet Kellyanne against her husband and suggest that her personal life is in disarray and then move on from it, but leaving that thought in the audience's mind and then hoping she don't recognize it, catch it, and you can just go on with the rest of the interview. But she checks him. Why'd you bring it up?
He was on television all day yesterday during the first day of the impeachment hearings, and he said this about the president of the United States. I just want your reaction to the substance of what he said.
So before you play the clip, which I haven't seen, why are you doing that?
Because he's a legal scholar, he's a lawyer, and he was really going after the president.
So she's saying, before you play the clip, why are you doing this? Why are you bringing him up? And he says he's a legal scholar. Since when? He's just known as Kellyanne's husband. See, there's some women, if you marry them, that's who you become. If you marry Oprah, then you become Oprah's husband. You no longer have a name. This guy is Kellyanne Conway's husband. I don't even know his name. Let's continue.
United States, and he was all over television yesterday.
And come on.
I just want you to.
And he's married to me?
There.
He happens to be married to you.
Now, Wolf is getting concerned. She's unraveling his story. She's checking him on some stuff. Okay, so why are you bringing him up? He's a legal scholar, or he's married to me? But that's not why.
On the clip of Jeffrey, he happens to be married to me. That's bizarre.
Correct. But he's also a legal scholar. He's got a substantive point. Listen to what
Jeffrey Toobin's point. Your senior legal analyst. I loved his point on CNN yesterday.
You see that? They have a legal scholar. They got Jeffrey Toobin, who's garbage, but nonetheless, they want to bring up Kellyanne's husband for some reason. And she's going, well, wait. I mean, all the people that you could have gotten some legal feedback from, you're relying on my husband's legal scholarship It's awful.
You don't have to play a competitor's clip. You could just play the CNN clip where Jeffrey Toobin said it's a problem that Taylor and Kent never met Donald Trump. He said to Jake, it's a problem.
I'm not disagreeing with
Jake Tapper said something
I'm not disagreeing with either.
They might have to meet the whistleblower, at least talk to him or her, him in private, because
now Kellyanne is bringing up people from CNN who's saying, yeah, it is a problem. These two dudes that they had testify yesterday has never met the president, okay? How you gonna get up there and talk reckless about somebody and insert your opinion when you have never met them, wasn't involved in the process, none of that. They were asking those guys yesterday in the hearings, have you ever met the president? No. You know, were you a part of the decision making? No. Then what you doing here? What you got to do with this? And even some CNN commentators and analysts were saying, yeah, that's a problem. But now Blitz wants to rely on Kellyanne's husband's opinion.
You have to be able to confront your accused.
Right.
But you should not have just said to your audience, I don't want to talk about your marriage, quote, I know there are issues. Why would you say that? What is it?
I don't want to talk about your marriage.
Why would you say there are issues?
Listen to what your husband said. I'll play the clip.
I don't want to. He's so fake.
The problem with Donald Trump is he always sees himself first. Trump is all about Trump. And that's why it was inevitable he'd get himself.
Now, wait a minute. He's saying he's a legal scholar, and this is his argument. The problem with Trump is just about Trump. That's all it is. Trump got himself in this because he's just too Trumpian. I mean, he says, I'm Trump. That's it. No legal suggestion, argument here, no facts, no data, no evidence, nothing. This is all opinion. But then they're showing Kellyanne's face as her unattractive husband here is talking, and you could just see her countenance change. Like, I can't believe you're trying to expose my personal life on your show. You brought me on the show, and now you're being disrespectful, and you're trying to sabotage me and make me look bad in front of your audience. And she responds wonderfully, even though her husband is a weasel. I mean, I'm sure she's bringing home all the cheese. He should be respectful. He should keep his fat mouth shut and his opinion shut, because you're interfering with your wife's ability to be the breadwinner in the house.
Into the soup once again. And that's what this is all about.
That's what it's about.
He was using the power of the presidency in its most unchecked area, foreign affairs, to advance his own personal interests as opposed to the country's.
All right, that's a serious allegation, a serious charge. He was using the power of the presidency, its most unchecked area, foreign affairs, to advance his own personal interests as opposed to the country's.
That is his opinion. And I don't think MSNBC was lacking for anti-Trump voices. And we've heard things like that said on CNN for 3 years. What you just quoted is said every single day by other voices, but you wanted to put it in my husband's voice because you think somehow that'll help your ratings, or that you're really sticking it to Kellyanne Conway. And let me make very clear, you didn't stick it to Kellyanne Conway. I think you embarrassed yourself, and I'm embarrassed for you, because this is CNN now, and now the news is what somebody's husband says.
Do you know how many times we spoke about, James Carville and Mary Madeline, a Democrat and a Republican, happily married individuals who totally disagreed on all sorts of political issues. Do you know how many times I would ask them on television about the differences they have?
So he's trying to walk it back now and try to act like I've done this a lot of times. I'm sure these two people he's talking about, he has never inserted in it that I understand that you and your husband's having some personal problems, none of that stuff. She called him out, she read his motive, she exposed him, and she said how out of all the negative people that you can get to come on that program on MSNBC and on CNN, why would you pick my husband, huh? I mean, this is the same message that we've been hearing from everybody all day, every day on CNN, MSNBC. Nothing different that her husband said or suggested made anybody say, well, I haven't heard that one before. Wow, that's new. That's hot off the press. So insightful, so enlightening. Her husband just echoed and parroted the talking points of the Democrats and all of the liberal media since the time Trump got elected. But this was a personal shot at Kellyanne, and she called it out, and so am I. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Pow, right in the kisser. Anyway, don't forget, check me out every Wednesday night live on Facebook, YouTube, and my radio blog talk show. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook, check out Extreme Tees. Put my name in the promo code Kevin. You get a 20% discount. If you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's links in the bottom. And don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Make sure you're not unsubscribed, and make sure your notification button is set to all, because YouTube is playing games. Now, anyway, God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.